I'm not gonna lie. When I was invited to an early screening of this movie, I had zero expectations. Actually, I did. I expected it to look a lot and feel a lot like a crackhead's fever dream. And that is exactly what we got. And I mean, wow, wow, wow. This film has 110% earned the fresh rating that it currently has on Rotten Tomatoes. I'll definitely put up some little reviews that we have in so far for the movie. But I mean, it is engaging, it is adequately paced, and I love how it ties directly into Mad Max Fury Roads. Perfect. George Miller, who's the director, says that this movie is a direct tie-in, like I just said, but he says the character Mad Max is lurking around the corners of Furiosa. So I wonder, if when I go back and see it again, if I can spot him somewhere, and that is definitely the hope. So to start off this preliminary review, I'm just gonna give this movie a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I literally was glued to the screen. I saw it in IMAX premium formatting, and I think to really get in all of what you need to really digest this film, you need to see it in IMAX in premium formatting. That's just me. That's just my recommendation. So do what you want. But you definitely see them use all the real estate of that gorgeous, gorgeous IMAX screen. So let's get into the review. First, I have to talk about my girl, Anya Taylor-Joy. Now, she is the main title character, but she only has 60 lines of dialogue. 60 lines. For anyone who is not familiar with scripts or writing in general, 60 lines is not much for your main protagonist to have, but she fills up every space that she possibly can. And how George Miller frames her and how he directs her, she definitely leads the film with an iron fist, and that she is fully present in every scene, and that even though she may not say much, she's definitely the titular character. Now, 2015's Mad Max Fury Road had an older version of Furiosa, and this version of Furiosa is harder. She's been through some things. She has, she's experienced a lot of life. And Anya Taylor-Joy's version of Furiosa, she's softer, she's younger, and she just comes into the game wanting, and she's hungry. And so those two versions, if you watch them kind of simultaneously, you'll say, okay. And then some people will definitely have preferences for who they prefer. I love Charlize Theron. Ride or die for her all day. So I'll definitely go with her version of Furiosa over Anya Taylor-Joy. But Anya did the character justice. So here's my take as a writer, especially with Furiosa, the character of Furiosa. It seems that Furiosa is a character to which things kind of just happen to, and that she reacts. And, as a writer, you want your character to make choices. And not to say that she doesn't make any choices, but, a lot of things just happen to Furiosa, which is fine. You have Anya Taylor-Joy on the set. You have all these other people on set who are just standouts. So you don't need Furiosa to do a whole lot. But I would have liked to see Furiosa make more choices in terms of driving the plot forward. But let me tell you who the MVP of the whole thing was. Chris Hemsworth made the entire film. It was kind of, I saw this comparison that Grace Randolph made, to where in a Disney movie, most of the characters, the princesses are overshined by their villains. And even in certain superhero projects, like in Black Panther, Killmonger, you can debate, but Killmonger definitely outshone T'Challa and made great use of his screen time. And I feel like Chris Hemsworth did that with this character. He delights in his villainy. And I feel like his roles that he had in the MCU and the different comedic things and the different things he's done has prepared him for this type of role. I'm telling you guys, when you see his performance, he is brilliant. So, and it feels like his career has been leading up to do more stuff like this, and I'm telling you guys, it's amazing. So, I've seen a lot of people say that 2024 is the year of sand, and there's a lot of sand in this movie, likened to Dune, but this one feels more crazy and zany, and just there's a lot going on with the plot and the titular villains in their feud and what they have going on, and what Furiosa has going on, the background and the setting and how it's shot. 110% gorgeous. And, you know, just to propel my thoughts further, I think that Furiosa is going to leave an impression on a lot of people that they're just going to have to go back and revisit Mad Max Fury Road because it is so good and it is so pivotal. And Anya Taylor Joy is so good and Chris Hemsworth are so good that people are just going to want to revisit that prior film. And tying back into the setting of the film, it feels biblical and big and just in nature in the story. And there's the other supporting characters in the film definitely, in a sense, hold up Furiosa and hold up and help Chris Hemsworth. He doesn't need a lot of help, but he definitely um, uses the assist of the other side characters in certain situations, and I think it's great, and it all works together for the good of the characters and what they have going on. But it must be said, and it must be stated that this film is going to be a summer box office hit. I guarantee it. And it's going to be lauded in the same way that Mad Max Fury Road was for being pivotal for the industry and for just, clearing. Because Mad Max Fury Road, that next year it was nominated for, I think, 10 plus Oscars and won 9, none of which were in acting categories. But just to show you all of what, these films are capable of doing and what I've seen so far of it, man, y'all are going to be in for a treat. So I don't want to get much more into it than that, but just be excited for this film because there's a lot to it. And I just want you guys to go into it with a great mind and just have high expectations because, in some senses, it'll hold to that. Some senses, you might not have the preferences for, but have those high expectations. Go in expecting a thrill ride, and you'll get exactly that. So, this has been another one of my reviews. Keep it locked.